Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and this is the new situation battle on PSN titled Black Gundam after the first episode of Zeta Gundam. The lineup is Camille's stolen Gundam Mark II, Quattro and one of his wingmen's Rix Diaz, and two Jim 2s versus two Jim 2s, two Hyzaks, and Kakrakon's Mark II, I believe it is. Yeah, because the one that Jared was piloting, I'm pretty sure, is the one that Camille is now in. But yeah, it's apparently from what I've heard, it's relatively unusual for the AUG side to win this. But I can't speak to that because this one I believe we managed to pull off a win, and it's so far so good. But that's the thing about these situation battles is that they end up being exercises for the developers in game balance as much as anything else. So, it's all data collection, and they fix things, and hopefully that's just information and insight that carries over to developing the rest of the game. I am currently exploded. Number 3 is ending stay close. I will note that I was all the way up at the front because they sent stay close and I got close to them. And then apparently they were back there somewhere and I was alone and dead. This is kind of a thing with tells like that. It's like staying close is one thing, but if you are up at the front and tell everybody to come get you, for one thing, once they get there, stay there. For another, just don't keep propelling yourself face first into the enemy and then calling for everyone else to back you up. Ideally, yeah. 4 is sending bunch up. It's not bad advice. It is in fact good advice. So yeah, I'm trying to retreat a little bit. Trick is, of course, when we bunch up, they are going to move to surround us. So I'm trying to more or less watch the back. And yeah, Mark II's Vulcan's still very good. And okay, good, well-timed tackle by the Hyzak, but it didn't quite work. Mine did, so there's our Mark II kick, and there's a kill. Yeah, so 3 and 5 are up at the front, and 3 just got blown up. But we're making a pretty good headway at this point, as you can see. I will say, in terms of tells, it is not this round where it happened, but I had one during my rating grind, which I may have mentioned before, where someone basically directed us with the tells. They were not nasty about it. They just had a very clear strategy in mind, and we actually followed it, and we actually won by a decent margin. So, as sad as this may be to say, I'm pretty sure that is the first time that in my entire time playing this game that the tell function has performed exactly as intended, has been beneficial, and nobody was getting, passive aggressive in the tells. So it was a good experience, but it was an unusual enough experience that I'm still thinking about it a week later. So yeah. That is just kind of the nature of the beast, trying to arrange communication in a game that is going to be played all over the world is tricky sometimes. Yeah, 3 is still saying stay close. I'm trying to basically keep the enemy team from converging on us, which, yeah, that can be tricky, especially in a situation like this. Let's see. I think I accidentally stunned 3, sending sorry. But yeah, unfortunately, also they backed up directly into the next problem. Yeah, I missed that. Vulcans do take a little bit to reload. Killed Kakrakan with the tackle. That is the, more or less the trade-off with the Mark II's Vulcans. The fact that they're incredibly powerful and they take a while to reload. And I wish I'd swung left. I might have hit that Hyzak a second time. But doing all this gave both my Vulcans and my rifle time to reload, so I'm in a much better position to fight 2-on-1 than I was a second ago. Unfortunately, I was fighting then 3-on-1, and yeah, that happens. But That one Gym 2 is at least almost dead, so that is a plus. And we're doing relatively well. So, but yeah, like I said, just sometimes people actually have a clear strategy, but most of the time, a lot of those, you know, uh, back me up tells, even when I do them, are, of the I'm a genius, oh no variety. I will freely admit this. I get myself into trouble. I call for help to get myself out. Ideally, it would happen and it would help the entire team that we were not all dead. But yeah, that does not always happen. And yeah, here is support me uh, from the person in the front by themselves doing the 2-on-1 in the Gym 2. Um, I think this person has a higher opinion of the Gym 2 in general than I do. It's not bad, but to be honest, at this point, its best weapon is the harpoon gun that I think it only uses in Gundam UC. So there's probably nobody here with one. Though pretty sure, yeah, there were no Gym 2s on the AUG side of this battle initially anyway, so that you could give it whatever you wanted. Pretty sure it was just Quattro's team during the actual fighting, and then Kamille and the Mark II joined them on the way back, and nobody else was actually there. AUG does of course have Gym 2s. They show up in other battles, possibly even later in the same episode, or the second, or in the second episode after they escape. I don't know that for sure, because it's been a long time since I watched Zeta. But at least with about a minute to go, we do have a small lead. We can hopefully use it or expand it. Or keep it or expand it. Brain. Yeah, the number 3 is now saying retreat to our base. It's not a terrible idea, though I have frequently had trouble in the past successfully fighting a defensive battle from the base for the last full minute. Like retreat to our base at 30 seconds. Yeah, that works pretty well. At a minute, not always. So, but just to confuse things, I decided I'd get that person trying to capture the point and just basically thin out the enemy team from the back here. Isaac number 1 is currently not in service. Isaac number 2 will not be in a moment. Okay, that worked, and now it is Vulcan charge time, because, yeah, it does enough damage fast enough that is an entirely viable way of dealing with a low health enemy. And, yep, settled for Birdlime, just barely managed to miss the knockdown there. But yep, didn't have time to finish that Hyzak, but I finished the other one, and luckily that all meant that the rest of the team was fighting 4-on-3. So I'm gonna say that probably helped. Regardless, I wound up with 4,052 out of 13,800 points, 120,000 damage, so close to top, and yeah, 7-4. So I think that worked out fairly well. Anyway, that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2. We'll be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later! But yeah, like I said, I've heard other people say it is not very common for the AUG side to win this, so if that's the case, hopefully everything will be adjusted a little bit by next week. So I'll be interested to see what the notes are, because they do put out notes every weekend, or every week, I believe, between the two instances.